Okay, it's recording now. Yeah. Is it recording? Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay, so again, let's talk about Snowflake, just to give you an idea what's going on with Snowflake itself, right? So they had a very good, this is a recent latest quarter result for ending July 31st. So you can say that they can growing very fast, 83% year-on-year growth, and 246 $1 million customers. And I was in Snowflake Summit, and it was like they were mentioning that if the services business in Snowflake is almost 10 to 15 times what they have the product revenue. And we are seeing that, like when we sell 25K license to any customer, we get like a 300, 400K deal with that. So that's definitely true. So being said that, they are the leader in the data cloud platform. I mean, they are way ahead than their competitors. They have like data breaks and all, but Snowflake is way ahead. And the one thing is they are continuously doing the innovation on reducing cost for their customers and improving the performance. Reducing cost means like since performance Snowflake is based on like how much you consume, right? Compute and all. And if performance is higher, then you will pay less. And that's definitely impacting their revenue because platform is getting better and customers are paying less. But what they are saying, it's short term. In long term, it will give us more and more business. So they were technology focused from day one, like data lake, data warehouse, and all what you hear on the data side. But now they are actually they started industry focused sales, and they have selected four. One is financial services, healthcare, media, and retail. And I think all these are aligned with our Jade offerings and Jade services. So it makes all sense to go behind this technology, right? And we have seen like our customers, wherever we have implemented, our customers are getting a lot of, I mean, good results. So when we go to when we talk about Snowflake, so just to give you an idea why Snowflake is getting better, why it is different than any other technology. Just to give you brief, I mean, you can actually talk to your customer, give high level details to them. So this is the setup. What you see in the screen, it's a setup of any traditional data architecture in any of the, I mean, in the company where they have the big data type of setup, they are doing analytics. This is a traditional without Snowflake. So at every layer, the companies have different product. They are managing. I mean, if they have a semi-structured data, means like if data is coming from websites or weblogs and IoT and all, they are using Hadoop, Spark, these all like type of technology to actually understand that data, right? And in these 4-5 segments, there are multiple products companies are using. But the problem with this setup is, since you have varieties of data, you are getting the data in tabular format like Excel sheet, right? You are getting data in the websites format. You are getting data in IoT format. So you need multiple product to actually understand varieties of data in the traditional world. And if you have a lot many data, if in month end or week quarter end, if you are running more queries on that or pulling the reports, your system will not support. And to scale that system, you will need servers and all. You will have to add on premise, and scaling that is very difficult task. If you just want to scale, if you want to add the server, it takes days or weeks to add those things. So that is one of the thing. And We have seen like customers running queries on, if they have billions of record, they are running queries for 7-8 days. Their queries are running for 7-8 days to get the results. So that's happening in the traditional data architecture. That's a problem, and definitely costly. I mean, you need to maintain all that infrastructure and servers and all. And these are slow system. Like as I mentioned, like if it's a big data, like you will run queries for days or weeks. So what Snowflake has done is Snowflake has actually changed the way we are storing the data and query the data. So your data is, so Snowflake can understand everything, whether data is coming in an Excel format or website format, IoT format, any format, or even the unstructured data like your documents. So Snowflake, you don't need a multiple product like Hadoop or Spark or these and that to understand the data. So Snowflake has all that feature out of the box. If you have a Snowflake, you get the data, whatever type of data you want to push into Snowflake. Snowflake can read the data and store the data, and then you can do that analytics. Scale and speed, that is the major features, or I would say like a differentiator for Snowflake. In one click, you can actually scale your computing power or scale your storage based on your needs. It's unlimited because they are hosted on that. They leverage on the backend. They leverage AWS, Azure, and GCP, and their setup is something like they can scale just in one click. They can immediately scale up. So those things, I mean, you don't need to worry. I mean, you don't need to worry to get the server added, and you don't need to do anything on the infrastructure, just one click. And they are very cost effective. If you run for 1 hour query, it will just charge you $2 to $3. And if you run that on the on-premise, it will charge you at least in hundreds. So that much cheaper it is. And it's a fast. We will show you some statistics, like if you run 1 billion query on 1 billion records, it will be like in few seconds, like 6 to 12, I mean, seconds to minute, I would say, you will get the result out of billions of records, rather than running the queries for weeks. So this is the, I mean, just to give you a high level, what I said, everything they have put inside their one platform. Whether your customer has a data lake problem, like they have data in various systems and they don't have a centralized repository, you can actually bring all the data like we are doing with NIA. Actually, NIA has the external sources of data, and they were getting outside to access the data and using their policy rating. So what we did is we actually brought all the data to Snowflake, and now they have all centralized things. Then data engineering is something like how you can actually curate that data, right? You bring the data to Snowflake, and when you bring it is in raw format, then you curate the data to get some information out of that. There are many companies now using Snowflake for machine learning and AI, because in machine and learning and AI, you need huge data, right? And huge data and queries are running, like if you run a model, it will run for very long. But what Snowflake has done is you bring all the data to Snowflake. Snowflake has created layer on top of that. You can write Python code, whatever programmer you are, Java, Python, whatever, you can run on Snowflake, and it will give you fast results. So companies are using that. So most of the data problem you can solve with Snowflake. Definitely, there is a big ecosystem. Snowflake is a data platform, but there are like how you will get the data into Snowflake. Snowflake has some out of the box features, like you can get the data, but there are ETL tools like Boomi, Fivetran, and all. And then this is the part where our analytics teams comes up. Like when we talk about data consumer, we have a data in Snowflake. That's where our analytics team actually help our customer to build the dashboard reports and key matrices. And whenever we go to customer, we go as a joint. So Snowflake and analytics team within Jade, we have two service lines, Snowflake and analytics. But when we go to customer, we actually go with the joint solution. Please feel free to ask any question if you have. But these are details like high level, like in Snowflake, there is, like, as I mentioned, there is a unlimited compute power, unlimited storage. So they have mechanism like uh, once when you run the query on Snowflake, it will look like you have your own computer and computing power. Nobody else is interrupting you, and that's not happening in traditional world. So these are unique features in Snowflake. And maintenance wise, there is a no maintenance for infrastructure. But we do the managed services service on the Snowflake. We have customers where we are doing the managed services. And what we are doing in that, we are actually monitoring their data pipelines, how the data is coming to Snowflake, if they want any key matrices, if there is any something is not working on the dashboard and recording if some data is missing, right? Those things we are actually doing for our customers, including Tableau or Power BI, all those steps. So you can sell the, if you talk to customer, the message is we do the Snowflake implementation, migration, and we do support. We also provide the managed services on Snowflake. This is just an example of how fast Snowflake is. So we talked about 1 billion record, right? This is a statistics of 1 billion record. So in Snowflake, actually the computing power is something like extra small ML. These are like EC2 instance we have behind Snowflake, your computing power. So if you are using Access, that means you are just spending $2 per hour if you run for 1 hour. If you are going to S, you are spending, I think, $4. It's getting doubled. But the thing is, if something is running on Access for 1 hour, it will be almost half when you run on S. So there will be no cost. There is not much the cost difference if you run, because if Access is taking 10 minutes, S will take 5 minutes and will take 2 to 3 minutes. And this is the statistics, like if you run 1 billion record with Access, it will only in 12 minutes you can get the result. In traditional setup, it takes days or weeks. So that's why we see like this is definitely a very good product, very good recommendation for our customers. And it works with all the platform. This is one of the differentiator. Your customer, whether they are on AWS, Azure, or GCP, this is cloud agnostic. So we can when they will buy Snowflake, they can host on any of these services backend, and they don't have to manage it. Snowflake manage. You just need to say what you prefer, AWS, Azure, or GCP, based on your infrastructure. This is a price, like an indicative price. It's based on AWS, but if you go to Azure, it might be like 2.25 or something, but almost similar to this cost. So as a $2, if you see, right? So $2 is something you run 1 hour query. Your system is up for 1 hour, you will pay $2 only. And storage is too cheaper. If you have 1 TB data,
your call, definitely. Thank you.
Doing can fine, you man. Mute if you are not
Ravi.
No. Vinit, you can mute him since you are the host.
Oh, Ravi is okay.
Ravi, if you're listening, can you mute yourself?
Yeah, I'm not. Okay. And the storage, I was saying that it's very cheaper. If your customer has 1 TB data per month, they will just pay $23. So and that is also they count as uncompressed. And if you have 4 TB data, that will be compressed to 1 TB almost. So if you have 4 TB data, you are paying just $23 per month. Okay. But if you are in the traditional way, you will pay a lot on the servers and storage and data centers, right? So that's definitely good for our customers. So this is more about just an example. If our customers are running like they have 8 machines, they have 8 users, they're running some queries for 2.5 hours, they have 4 TB of data. So yearly they will just pay 22K. In 22K, they can run entire data warehouse, data lake setup. Okay. They don't need to spend like 400K, 500 or millions dollars with this setup. So this was a Snowflake. That's why since this is you can see the differentiator. Snowflake, there is a no, I think there's a no other product right now. There are some like Databricks and all, but Snowflake has differentiated itself with the compute and storage part. Both are separate in Snowflake. Even in AWS, Redshift is actually they have combined compute and storage. If you want more compute, you will have to also increase storage, something like that. But in Snowflake, it's totally like on you. If you want to, whatever you want, you don't need to actually think about those. How much storage? I mean, if there will be limit of storage or limit of compute power, it will automatically scale if you need, and it will reduce once you are done. So it's all automatic. You can set up it. So now that was about Snowflake. Let me give you some brief on what I mean about our service line. So this is our Snowflake partnership level. So we started. I mean, our partnership we did in 2017, but actually we focused on this service line a year back, and so right now we are on the select partnership level, and there are 4 like registered, select, premier, and elite. We are select partner right now, and only thing is we are actually eligible for premier, but we are falling short on this sourced Snowflake business. That's where actually we recommend Snowflake to our customers, and if they buy license, that is a referred SCB. And the thing is like it resets for us it resets in July. So this July when we started, it was like, I mean, in the last 2 months we are right now at 55K. We just sold Credo and that license got added up here. So if we reach to 500K, we will move to premier. Otherwise, we have all that certifications and customer references. Whatever is required, we do have everything. So, I mean, my request to you all that find the customers, non-Snowflake, they don't have Snowflake and they are facing challenges with traditional. If they will go with this solution, we will also get benefited from this partnership level, raising our partnership level with Snowflake. When we present this to customer, our credentials. So in Snowflake, we don't have 100 people. So don't get confused with that. We started last year with that, and we are 30 people, core 30 people in Snowflake right now. So when we say 100 plus, this is including analytics or integration. I mean, whatever included in our end-to-end capabilities. That's how we are presenting to our customers, because not a single project is just a Snowflake. It will have all the 3 pieces: how you are bringing the data, how you are consuming the data, and we have all that service lines. So that's how we are presenting to our customers. But to your knowledge, we have 30 people now, all certified. I mean, most of them are certified, and we have Most of them are senior folks coming from outside. It's a new service line, so we have hired. We have like aggressive hiring on this. But you can see like we have good credentials from architect level to these are like credentials by Snowflake. So we do have those credentials. These are our key team members. I'm sure you guys know Chetan, Varsha, but these are like in onshore we have Chetan, who is running pre-sales come delivery. Varsha is also pre-sales come delivery from offshore. Devasis is based out of Texas. He joined us 6 months back as an architect from TCS. They're doing great with KLA. Then we have other folks, Naran, Raghav, Ramchandra. These guys are in offshore senior resources. These are all like around 10 years of experience. So team is getting bigger. I mean, we are adding right folks in our team. And this is core Snowflake customers. I mean, where we have done the Snowflake in last couple of years when we started focusing on Snowflake. So good thing is we added many logos. I mean, in just 12 to 15 months. So KLA, NIA, Marvel, we had Snowflake work. Enable, we had a managed services work for Snowflake. Credo will talk about this. We recently won this deal. Udemy, we have set up Snowflake for them from start. They had Salesforce, NetSuite, and also if any customer having Salesforce, NetSuite, and they want to see like how they can leverage the data, right? We can give the success story, and we have success stories for all. Splunk is also like a data operation support type of project where we are actually solving their lot of tickets based on the data. 10x genomics, malware bytes, Dropbox. Dropbox is actually, that was the first customer. We helped them buy Snowflake in 2017. So Dropbox is still our customer in many areas. And Ask.com and Guidewire. And what services we have given to them, many of our migration to Snowflake. They moved from we help them move from SQL to SQL Server to Snowflake or any other, like there are customers with Oracle, they are customer with some other databases they were on, and we moved them to Snowflake. KLA is something we are moving them from SAP to Snowflake. So Chetan will talk about that, but these are our core Snowflake customers. Chetan, do you want to talk about this?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Vineet. So as you see, so these are our end-to-end capabilities and services. So we expertise in all kind of data. We have functional domain expertise as well as technical domain expertise on a lot of enterprise applications, be it Oracle ERP, Oracle Cloud Fusion, be it Salesforce, NetSuite. We have also some experience with unstructured or semi-structured data from web, like insurance, like IRS data for insurance needs for one of our customer. So we specialized in understanding the data sources, and of course our core expertise is in creating data warehouses, modeling the data, which would be useful for business KPIs and dashboarding. So that is our core strength. We have done some data lake work also at a few of our customer, where we have ingested all data into the raw format where their users, analysts, or scientists can directly query on it, and then we can also transform it into data warehouse. Data engineering, as Vineet mentioned, we have Boomi team, we have our own internal experts who are well versed on multiple tools like Fivetran, Matillion, as well as core Python and Snowflake native capabilities. Data exchange, again, it's sharing data. So we have built one solution called EDI Hub, which is available on a Snowflake data exchange, a market exchange website where user can subscribe and pay to us. Data apps is something where we have not explored yet because it's not an analytics area, but Snowflake can be used for data applications as well. And data science is something we want to build our expertise in future. On the consumer side, we have a fantastic analytics team who specializes in Tableau, Power BI, Looker, and we jointly pursued with them the entire end-to-end projects. As far as services, we do advisory and assessment, modernization and platform migrations, data integrations and data engineering, data lakes and data warehouses, and also managed services and analytics. Yeah. So this is how we actually propose our solution. This is our core architecture where we present this to, we of course modify it as per the, tailor it as per the customer needs, but this is how we project our solution. Like we can deal with whether your event data or operational data, which could come from any of these applications. Our methodology is we can use for event data, we can stream it using any of these streaming services like Kafka, Kinesis, Cloud PubSub, store it in any of these 3 public clouds. And as far as operational data is concerned, we propose Fivetran, Boomi, Matillion, as well as we also try to leverage Snowflake native capabilities. And if customer already has invested in some tools like Informatica, IICS, so we also leverage those for ELT needs. Then again, our methodology is to bring everything to raw data, then transform it, curate it, and then consume it either by data sharing, have access to those curated and raw data to ad hoc users for running queries, as well as create dashboards. And plus, we provide governance advisory as well as governance framework for auditing, role-based access, metadata, and masking of personal and sensitive data.
One thing to note here is these are like optional things for our customers. So we start as a phase wise. I mean, if they don't have these all things, these are for high volume data processing. You actually, when we have customers, we directly actually started sending data to Snowflake and they are using that. But there are customers, they have like high volume data, then we actually leverage other things if they have in their company, they want to spend on that. So apart from that, this is a service offerings we present to our you will find this in our client facing deck, and which will be available in sales portal. So we start with the assessment. Most of our customers, Snowflake customers, where we have started the business, we started with assessment actually. I mean, and then with understanding their current problem, and we actually propose them what should be the future architecture and roadmap and all, and what type of tools, product they want, they should leverage, whether it's a Snowflake or from the BI side, so Tableau or Power BI and all. Then our services falls under 2 categories in development. One is an implementation, other is a migration. Implementation is something like if customer already has that Snowflake, we are building new things on Snowflake. That is, we call it implementation. We call it migration if they are on different platform and they are asking us to migrate their existing workloads to Snowflake. Apart from that, these all are, you guys know, I mean, supporting things to Snowflake implementation, BI, and if any customer has product on top of data, we can help them. Managed services, I have already spoken, like this is one of the area we can actually expand. We see like customers being on Snowflake, they have a lot of ecosystems like Tableau, Power BI, and from the data ingestion space. So those all things we manage, like if there is an upgrade in the BI tool, right? Like Tableau and all. I mean, Snowflake upgrade, you don't need to worry about that. They handle it. But from other ecosystem, there will be upgrades and revisions, right? So those things our managed services team can handle and make sure that entire end-to-end pipeline from the data ingestion to the data visualization is working fine for them. And we are doing that, like customers like enable and all. So we are already doing those things. This is just a quick view. I mean, Chetan, you want to touch base?
Yeah, sure. So as we had our implementation methodology, this is our migration strategy. So how we help customers to migrate from an on-premise or an existing cloud to Snowflake. So we go in phases and steps. We take an inventory of all their objects, ETL jobs. Then we do a prototype with a small data set. We do migration of data first from database to Snowflake, from a reporting tool to another reporting tool. Then the next step comes in migrating the incremental data, right, or the data loads. So customer could be on Informatica, and if they want to move to Fivetran, so we look at the inventory of all the Informatica objects, try to convert them to Fivetran. Also help in workload management, how to schedule those jobs to maximize the performance, and how to monitor those jobs, all those things.
So yeah, so that's just a quick, but you don't need to actually from the sales side. We are not expecting you to talk on these to your customers or on. I mean, these are all service line has to talk to. I mean, can explain to customers. Okay, this is just for your information. Okay, so we have some. We wanted to share some success story with you. So, Chetan, go ahead with the.
Yeah, sure. So this was a very interesting project, and we never had done a data lake implementation, and especially for non-enterprise data. So this was a unique requirement to analyze and understand the data which is available in IRS websites for 5013 C companies, which are like non-profit organizations. So the need was this non-profit insurance alliance wanted the list of, they are going global. They are expanding from California to entire US. So what they wanted to know is who their potential customers are, who their potential non-profit customers are, how much they spend on insurance, and whom they can target. So basically for that, they needed data for last 7 years from IRS websites, how much they've filed. Uh, so the problem was that this data is very complex. It lies in JSON files, and it has like almost 700 or 800 fields. Like we all know, right? IRS forms, they are very complicated, and it's not very user friendly to get any meaningful information out of it from that raw data. So what we did is we used Boomi to bring those JSON files into Snowflake raw layer, or we called it as a data lake. And then we created some reporting views or curated views to give those meaningful information in forms of reports and dashboards. And now they have a list of potential customers whom they can target and increase their revenue. So this is just a summary of this, what we did and how we helped customer. And as you can read, there is a very beautiful code by CIO of the company also.
Yeah, so basically everything was external before our implementation, and NIA was actually every time going to outside, buying the data and leveraging the Excel sheet to do find some information. Now everything Chetan and team has helped them to bring everything in the Snowflake for I think 7 to 10 years of data, and they have like in-house. So they are not paying, they can access anytime quickly. So, and that's just a beginning for them, NIA. There are plans to add more and more to Snowflake. So
yeah, again, KLA is again, its project is still ongoing. So this was again, we never had experience with SAP HANA. We took this as a challenge and understood what SAP HANA is, how complex the data resides in multiple layers, and we came up with a solution to simplify it into much more simpler Snowflake tables to be consumed by business users. So there is another slide. I will talk about the sales pursuit, but the case study is we are just understanding HANA data, simplifying it, modeling it, and giving it for business, giving it to business users for their KPIs and reporting needs.
Yeah. So we'll talk about, I mean, Chetan will talk about this, but the thing was like they were on SAP HANA and they had to move to Snowflake and they were not getting like, they did not have that bandwidth and all. And it was Manoj had the connection, Manoj Machiwal, and that's where this is started. So this is a Credo, the latest win. Yeah, Chetan, go ahead. I think if
Yeah, so
is
Credo
there,
again, Credo is our latest customer, and we actually started conversation with Credo almost a year back. And I just called Dan Fleming and asked if he has any data needs. We have started this new practice, and then he simply said at that time, "Okay, I will get back to you." And then he came back to, he reached out to Craig, and we kind of created, we educated them what their current problems are, what the future state solution would look like, presented them a proposal, and we kicked off the project. But I would like to invite Craig to share his thoughts and say a few words about the sales pursuit of this.
Yeah, thanks, Chetan. Can you hear me okay?
yes, correct.
Okay. Yeah, so Credo. So a little background about this company. Like 3+ years ago, Vineet actually was involved there. We did some Boomi work for them. We've also done some NetSuite work for them. So, and the CFO, Dan, is certainly familiar with us, Jade as a company and as a customer. But they were private. They were a private company a year ago. So they're waiting for additional funding. They went public at the middle part of February this year in a very difficult IPO year. So they're one of the few technology firms that have gone public. They raised $230 million. So now they're in the public venue and they need systems that will enable them to report in a timely manner and give them the information that they need. So back at the beginning of this year, Dan told me he was going to bring on a VP of finance. And so that guy came on board in the middle of spring and he really championed this. So a couple of things about, from the sales side, once we got going, and his name is Joel, once Joel got engaged, the sales cycle was pretty quick. It was 2 months in that process. But as Chetan mentioned, as I mentioned with Vineet, they've known about us for a long time, right? So we had to wait till necessary time. They're going public. They have real needs and they have money. So the sales cycle, 2 months. The process, it's competitive. I think there were at least three other companies they were looking at for this project. Our first go around came in pretty lengthy and pretty expensive. So they gave us a chance to pare it down, eliminate one aspect of the project and see if we could be more competitive. We still were not the least expensive option for them. And yet there was enough confidence in us that they said, okay, we'll go forward with you. Nice thing about this too, so there's that time frame, but also we got involved early on strategy. All of the companies were helping them to evaluate what systems they want. They were not sold on Tableau. They were not sold on Snowflake as being the option, and we are agnostic. So we keep it. We keep a middle of the road. Tell them what we would recommend, but really go wherever they choose to go. And we sort of had a sense they were definitely going to go with Tableau. And as it evolved over those 2 months, they ended up realizing that Snowflake, for the reasons that Vineet and Chetan had detailed here, was the right solution for them. So today they are a $200 million semiconductor company with goals to get to $1 billion, with a need for systems that will allow them to scale to that level. So the other thing talking about, and I don't know if Durga's on here, but we introduced them to both Tableau and to Snowflake. So we brought deals to our partners, and those partners are always looking for us to bring deals, and we want them to reciprocate as well. But in this case, we opened the door. Vineet was able to help them negotiate on Snowflake, and they give us tremendous credit for that to this day. And I think hopefully the same will happen with Tableau. So that's kind of the overview. Anything else I should highlight, Chetan or Vineet? Oh, hold on. One other thought was in this whole process too, we're not dealing with IT. This is all finance. We're dealing with FP&A director. We're dealing with VP of finance, and we're dealing with CFO. So it's 100% finance focused. It's not IT driven.
Yeah.
Thanks, Craig.
Yeah, big thanks to Craig, because as Craig mentioned, right, our proposal was not like cheaper or so. I mean, we were definitely higher than other competitor, but it was like confidence and the relationship, right? That's where, I mean, Craig just sent us email, let's go start, SOW is signed. But he actually kept us out, like whatever he's doing with custom, I mean, what challenges he's facing on that. But one day, I mean, after a week or so, we submitted, we got an email from Craig, let's start. So that's how, I mean, we won this. And this is actually very good project for us, and it will set, because Snowflake service line is new, right? So we see a lot of opportunity with this customer, and this project will definitely be a very good case study for us. So thanks.
Yeah. So one other point, Vineet, this is, so size-wise, this is $228,000. It's onshore and offshore. I think it's a 7.5 or 8 person team. And also, this is just phase one. So this is our test phase.
Phase one.
And
Test phase.
yeah, and it's in 14 weeks, he's going to look to phase 2. So.
Yeah. So another one is KLA. Again, Chetan. You can
Yeah, KLA. So KLA again, if Tom is here, so let me start, and if Tom is here, I will invite him. So we started with the referral. So as Vineet said, Manoj has some connection with Prashant Pala, and I had some connection with Raj. So Raj is a guy who moved from Marvel, and he kind of initiated this discussion. And we started very small. TCS was a big player here. They were doing this migration project for over 1.5 years, and then we just augmented their team with 2 offshore and 1 on site, my 50% time. And within 2 months, we expanded our offshore team. We introduced new service lines like testing, Power BI. So within 6 months, like we almost doubled the size when we started from, and then we did a consolidated renewal with almost 800K worth of SOW. So again, this is a great example of collaboration between sales, pre-sales, delivery team, and basically we had to struggle initially because everything was new for us, and everything was like has to be delivered as of yesterday. And our team, offshore team as well as on-site team, that spend almost 12-13 hours every day, including weekends, to make this a great success. So Tom, if you are here and if you want to share your thoughts.
I don't see him.
I don't think Tom is here.
Yeah.
Chetan?
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so this was definitely from the referral from Manoj, but after that, Tom helped us scale this from small. Now we recently signed around 600-700K with this customer, and it will keep going. But one thing, definitely we face a lot of challenges with this. Our delivery, I mean, Chetan, Versa, they actually helped us from that trouble phase to now we are at least on the straight. I mean, now the project is going fine. But Tom had definitely, Tom must had heard a lot of noise from customer, but definitely he had helped service line and delivery team to manage this project. So thanks to Tom for this. We see a lot of opportunity with these customers.
Yeah,
Other
Vineet,
than that, yeah.
So
yeah.
Vineet,
you
just
like
one question. What was it that they were facing a problem on SAP HANA? Because HANA is supposed to be faster, and we are saying
No, they
Snowflake
cost
is like,
and yeah, cost, performance, and
Yes.
all, right? So they
so that's
wanted to
what
move.
performance.
Yeah.
I mean, people move to HANA for performance, right? So what, I mean, are we saying Snowflake
They
is
were
is
on the
that,
on-premise version of HANA, and they were using HANA only for their reporting needs. So they already had an SAP as their ERP system, but they were migrating data from their core SAP system into HANA and just doing reporting. So which is so that to maintain those in-house on-premise servers with increasing data needs was getting very expensive.
so for reporting, then we moved that to Snowflake. That part, okay.
Yes.
yeah, but that
Sure.
it will go out actually, whatever they have right now, SAP HANA. So you see, right? So SAP HANA, if you're working that, you need that type of expertise. With Snowflake, you don't need like that type of core expertise. I mean, anyway, business people can go and build their dashboards and all, and it's far cheaper than what they are spending on SAP HANA on-prem setup, right?
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
they
Harmeet, you
actually
were
had
saying something.
huge investment on the on increasing their compute power, those internal servers, to get the same speed on HANA.
Yeah, Harmeet, you were saying something.
I was just saying you like to keep things exciting, right? In accounts. That's why Tom.
yeah. He has definitely had a tough days with KLA handling the customer. Yeah.
Yeah. Now we are getting used to it now. Don't worry.
Yeah, so there are these things. We are not going to talk about all these, but these things in the client facing deck we have. So just the messages we have at least 10 to 12 core Snowflake customers. Okay, and where we have done other work as well. Showcase. Quickly, we built some accelerator like to fast track the customers order to cash and all. Varsa, do you want to quickly touch base?
Yeah, I
Varsa
think
there?
Chetan will go over this slide. I'll continue with the rest.
Sure. So order to cash analytics is our jumpstart solution, and we built this in partnership with Snowflake. It is available on Snowflake marketing website also. So basically, this is again a source agnostic solution. You could have any kind of suite, NetSuite, Oracle Cloud Fusion, Salesforce. So we have all the tables, all the scripts ready, Boomi mappings ready to bring in data into staging layer. We have all the procedures and transformation scripts ready to be deployed. And we also have some pre-built reports and dashboards on Power BI as well as Snow side. So this is kind of a framework or a jumpstart solution which can be deployed with minimal customization as per customer needs.
Yeah. So the EDI Data Hub is an end-to-end solution that takes in the EDI data, transforms it, and we are further reporting it on Snowsight as well as Power BI. So Snowsight is the reporting tool that comes with Snowflake. So EDI is basically all the it's a rudimentary process that is followed by manufacturing companies, automobile companies, to exchange their business documents. So what we have done is the EDI format is a little cryptic to understand, so it gets translated using Boomi, and we are further transforming the data to report in Snowsight. So this is an end-to-end solution, and now we have put up this EDI hub on the Snowflake marketplace so that it's available to a larger audience. Yeah. We have built this utility called the Python framework, which basically works on open source Python and Airflow. So what this utility does is it ingest data from various structured and unstructured sources. So currently we are pulling data from CSVs, XML, JSONs, Oracle on-premise, SFDC, and NetSuite. So with this utility, the basic ingestion activity of data, like pulling the data and loading it into Snowflake, has been expedited. And since it uses, it also adheres to all the data warehousing principles, like slowly changing dimensions, maintaining the widths, and auditing concepts. It is its way of orchestration of data is very simple, and it is fast and cost effective. So this is a utility that we have built in-house.
Just to add there, any customer, if they don't have any ETL tool, they don't want to spend money on those things, right? So we have the Python scripts written. I mean, we can just give as a value add to our customers, and they can leverage these programs to get the data into Snowflake. So quickly, can you touch base on this?
Yes, and now Snowflake's cost is primarily driven by its compute, storage, and data transfers. So it has got some leading standards which help to control and optimize the cost. So this typically, after an implementation, any company would want to make sure that their Snowflake cost is under control. So we are basically making use of the metadata tables of Snowflake and have come up with certain checkpoints that can help customers verify their Snowflake health.
Yeah, just to add to it, so we have pre-built dashboards which can be deployed on any Snowflake instance. So if this is a great solution for customer who wants to monitor their cost consumption, their slow queries, etc., which is like just plug and play kind of dashboard solution.
Yeah, so these are the tools we have already created, accelerators. So we have these on our client facing deck, and it will definitely help us these will be a value add to our customers. So quickly, we have, I think, only 5 minutes now. So from the GTM point of perspective, GTM perspective, right? So we will stick with our base. We want to educate our existing customers. That's where we need your help. If you see any customers having this traditional data architecture, or they are facing any challenges, please let us know, and we will actually educate them how we can solve their problems, right? We have many existing customers. They must be facing these challenges. And there are existing customers, they do have Snowflake, but we are not, they have some other partners. So we should actually educate them about our services. Drive with industry solutions. That's where, like Varsha talked about EDI Hub, we are actually publishing our solution in Snowflake data marketplace. So any company can go there and they can reach out to us via Snowflake data marketplace. And that's where our marketing team will get leads and all. So we are in process of we have submitted the free version. Now we are going to submit our like a paid version type of services in that. That is from the manufacturing and high tech, but we are also working with our FSNI team on the KYC and customer 360-degree solutions. Targeted marketing, that's where we are facing some challenges. We are getting not getting that much of lead what we are expecting. So we need to definitely think about what we need to improve here. But we will keep pushing the Snowflake migration campaign because that's where we get credits, and that's a big type of projects, right? We are doing the joint marketing with ISVs. And ISV aligned pursuits like with Snowflake, Boomi, or we are in FSNI, we are working right now with Plaid and seeing like it's right now in ideation phase, right? What type of solution we can build on that, and we can take it to market. So this is the you can say this solution is on the Snowflake data marketplace. So if any of your customer is talking about supply chain analytics and all, we have this proof on the Snowflake data marketplace that we have the solution. So this is actually listed as like in Salesforce, you have App Exchange and you add the app. That's what in Snowflake, you have the market data place, you add your solutions. This is the free version, but this is just a trial version. And we are going to upload a paid version. And like you can see, contact Jade Global and all these links will take the leads to our website. So sales takeaway, remember these things we talked about a lot, how Snowflake can help customers, single place of data. You have unlimited scale and concurrency and all. This is a very good slide. If you want to just, this is a quick view, how you can talk to your customer. If they need data warehouse, yes, on-prem, you can ask question, do you want on-prem or cloud? What is your preference? If they say, no, I am stick on on-prem because of compliance and all, I mean, that's where we stop talking about Snowflake. If they are open, then we can go in the second phase, how they are restoring the data, large volume and all. This is a flow direction and with the questions and answers. Okay, so this is a good slide. I mean, you can have a look and see how you frame your talk with your customers. Other than that, we have the collaterals. You will find in the sales portal, there is a Snowflake site. All the client-facing deck and data sheets and all we will have in next 2 to 3 days. We will have everything, the updated one. We already have there, but those may be the old ones. But by next week we'll have everything. If you are interested, please go and visit spn.snowflake.com. It's a Snowflake partner network. You need to sign with your Jade Global ID. Okay, if you don't have a login, go with the Jade Global ID. You will get a lot of materials like a deck. They have created a deck for partners. You don't need to create a deck. So there are a lot of collaterals already built by Snowflake. If you are interested in getting the sales certification, these are free few hours courses. Go to learn.snowflake.com. These 2 courses are for you, our sales team. And these will give the credit to Jet Global also. I mean, once you in the partnership level, if you complete these trainings. So please feel free to go there. If you have any question, please reach out. Okay. That's all. I think if anybody has any question, please feel free. I think time is now we are on top of the hour. So if you have any other question, you can send email or call me, Chetan Versa. But yeah, that's all. Anybody, any quick question? No. So okay, good. So thanks a lot. Thanks for joining this call and keep selling.
Thanks, man. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rohan.